Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next video from me, Avomance. And today we're doing a little bit of a different video. It's a bit of a theory, a Minecraft theory, in fact, a building theory video where we're going to talk really not for very long, but just for a little while, talk about the differences that you can make with some of your builds just by fiddling around a little bit, and we're going to compare one with another and to see exactly the difference it makes to your build. So hopefully that sort of makes sense, and if it doesn't, watch it anyway. We're not going to take long, we're just going to talk a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, we can do something a little bit special with your builds by applying a few new rules. So that's all I'm trying to do, give you some rules that you can use in your Minecraft builds that will allow you to make better looking builds yourself. So shall we crack on with it? Yeah, I reckon. Let's crack on with it now. So in this building theory, we are going to talk about walls. And yeah, I've done a walls video before, but I didn't really talk about it in this way. The differences that you can make just with the slightest little tweaks. Previously, I talked about how you can construct a wall. This is about changing the way that you build the walls that you have today. And this is going to be really basic stuff. And all I need you to do is take what I've said here and apply it to your own builds. Fiddle around with it, make it look a bit different. So what we've got here is we've got a wooden frame. It's a very basic wall, and there's nothing wrong with this wall, I've got to tell you. So this is got a 7 across 4 up rectangle. The frame is in oak. Oak is a great way to frame your builds. And then we've got smooth stone in the middle. It looks like a pretty reasonable wall, and you wouldn't be disappointed if you had a wall that looked like that. However, just with a few little fiddles like this, and all I've done here is I've replaced some of the smooth stone with brick, some of the smooth stone with cobble, and we've done nothing else but that. The frame is exactly the same size, but all of a sudden we've got a wall that looks just a little bit more interesting here because it's got more texture. It's got a little bit of pattern. It moves the eye across the wall, and as a result it becomes far more pleasing to the eye. Your eye likes a little bit of difference. It likes variation. So this is what we've achieved here, and we can take this one step further. This has got texture, but it hasn't got depth. So we take exactly the same design, and I haven't changed anything. That is exactly the same order of bricks of the last one, but all we've done is we've set it back one block, and now all of a sudden we've got a wall that's got both depth and texture, and it looks entirely different, and it's a way to give much better detail to your builds. You could make a decision to change the wood frame. Literally, I've done nothing else whatsoever but change the wood frame from oak to spruce. It gives a massively different feel to the build. It makes it a much darker build. It makes it look older. It makes it perhaps look a little bit more Tudor, but it's a very different feel to the build. So you can fiddle around. You could put birch around this. It becomes very, very light. I personally don't like it, but it does work with some builds. And then you can take it one step further. You can just add a little bit more detailing, stick a little bit of contrasting wood. Personally, for me, this doesn't quite work. Reasons being the dark spruce around that light oak doesn't quite work, but the steps at the bottom definitely do work, and you could fiddle around with those steps and maybe intersperse some of them as brick, some of them as cobble. You can do that kind of thing. And then coming across this way, you can put in little bits of wall. See what you can do here. You can see I've put in some stone wall on the inner edges of these wooden poles. And as a result, we've got 3 layers now, but we've only actually got 2 layers in the wall, but it makes it look like we've got 3 layers because we can see there is a difference between the inner edge of that wood and the fence and the actual wall itself. But if you wanted to contrast that, if you think that's too much stone, Avo, you can change that and change it for wood, and you can get wooden fence posts, and again you could change the colour of these fence posts to spruce or some other wood, and it gives you again a completely different feel. And you can kind of chop and change these and use them in whatever way you want to make your build look the way you want it. What you can do then is you can start to build up a little bit of detail within the wall itself. What you can see here, we've just utilised a few stone steps, and behind the wall we've got a block of cobble that basically acts as a backdrop. But what we've got is we've got kind of a, I suppose you could call it a bit of an hourglass shape in the middle of the wall, and it gives it even more depth, even though we haven't really given it any more depth. It's quite clever, really. And then you can take that one step further. Let's give it a little bit more depth. Now this looks good. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of depth within this wall, but all we've done is we've added some steps around these pillars that have given it a little bit more supporting shape. Nothing more. We've not changed anything in here. We haven't even changed the order of the blocks within the wall. And then finally, we come along and literally the only thing we've done here is shove a torch in the middle of that single cobblestone block. But what it has done, it's given some life and some animation to that wall. It's created movement, and as a result the wall looks even better again. And you can fiddle around with these concepts and change them and put wood in and intersperse wood and stone and pillars and fences and torches to give yourself some really great effects. What you can do, you can combine all of these ideas and create some quite attractive looking walls. Now you could put this on the edge of a fort or a prison, or you could even make it on the edge of a house, a defensive house. It would look really, really good. Okay, so it's not a rustic build, but we're not trying for rustic here. We're trying for something a little bit more medieval. And what we've done is we've got, I don't know if you can see behind there, we've put an item frame with an anvil in it. And in that anvil, we've got a torch, and you do that by placing the torch on the block behind the item frame after you've placed it, and it looks like some kind of clasp for the torch. And we've surrounded that with iron bars. We've put ladders on the sides of the up and down posts. We've put half slabs of stone across the top, and we've created what is actually a really nice wall. I'll be really interested to see the kind of walls you could create using these similar kinds of techniques. Tweet me at Avomance and let me know what you've done. It'll be really, really interesting. So there you go. Thought that'd be a nice little tip video for you whilst my throat starts to get better, and hopefully that's given you some ideas for some of the builds you could throw in. It is such a big difference between a wall that is flat and rectangular and a wall that has got some real structure to it. And if you incorporate that into a medieval house or some other similar build, I think that would look absolutely amazing. If you've enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. It would be great to know that you like this kind of video, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll do some more of these build tip, design tip type things for you in the future, perhaps on roofs or paths or gardens or something like that. I don't know. You tell me what you might be interested to know about. And also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.